Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent, chase a chick, never chase.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kiera.
This is Leah.
And this is Solo.
You're listening to He Said, We Said. We have a lot to discuss this week, so we're going to go straight into the topic, starting off with the overturn of Roe v. Wade. We had a little bit of
Preview?
Yeah, to this happening, what was that, about a month or two ago?
Probably about a month and a half ago. Someone leaked the opinions or talks going on.
Well, it is officially law of the land now. It is illegal. Well, it's not illegal per se, but the ban has been lifted. I don't even know how to properly
the ruling
say
has
it.
been overturned.
There we go.
It's federally
it's based on the
a non-constitutional right. Yeah.
Yes.
So federally they've banned abortions, and so now every state they'll look to see how they're going to proceed. With the abortions. Some already have theirs in place to, as soon as the the Supreme Court justice overturned, then theirs is going to kick in, some within 30 days. I know Texas is one of those states.
30 days.
Yeah.
There's still some states, though, that are fighting the fight. So I think, but overall, they want to tackle every state and try to get them all to overturn. I don't know how they're going to do California and stuff like that.
Well, go ahead.
So is that the point, right? Because my thing was, one, why do we need to look at this again? But is it, if you think like straight black and white, the Constitution, right? Basically saying like the federal government shouldn't have that overarching authority over the states. Is that why they overturned it? Right.
I think they were saying that it just didn't speak to it in the Constitution. So they deemed that, it wasn't a fundamental constitutional right, and that they didn't address it for men or something like that. Don't hold me too much. I ain't just the most well-versed, but something along those lines. And so they're saying, oh, well, it doesn't speak to it in the Constitution, or therefore it's not a constitutional right.
Basically, they're saying the Constitution or the Supreme Court never had a right to opine on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then if we take it to the states, why is this an issue? Why? Why are we going and saying like the states, we have a right to tell you that this is something that just can't happen? We're gonna ban this. Like,
well, I don't know. I'm starting to buy into that narrative that it's deeper than just a religious aspect and being pro-life. I think that there might be that whole population control, and now they fear that there might be the whole mixing and the whites won't be the dominant group.
What was homegirl name that just stood up on stage and said we won the fight for white life?
Oh, yeah, I forget. But I think this is the same woman that just put up a picture of her family. It's with her grandchildren. She has 17 of them, and there's like some black ones in there. So if this is the same woman, I think her name may start with an M.
Green, like what was her?
Not her.
Ooh, okay, we'll look at it in a second.
We'll figure it out. But basically, yes, if this is her, then she put that picture up so that I guess people can be like, seeing that she has some black grandbabies. And so
what? No, because obviously you felt a way about that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mary Miller. I think that's who her name is. But this is her and her clan. You guys can just Google it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. It's scary times that we're in. There's talk about if the Republicans are able to get both, Congress and House
and the Senate.
Yeah, all that. Like,
they got too much going on the Republican side right now.
But it seems like they're always able to push their agenda through. You know what I'm saying? And
they be on one accord.
The left's be trying to do, it's like filibuster or some mechanism to halt anything that we've done. Wasn't Obama talking about codifying Roe versus Wade? And I don't know if talks along those lines have stopped. And so now the Republicans got it overturned. Are they going to? So it's just a lot. I saw they were cooking Clarence on there, because he had his he's supporting his opinion about next is going to be, the contraceptives, and it's going to be the
At that
same-sex
point,
marriages and
what we talking about? We gonna get rid of Plan B and
yeah, but they was flaming them talking about, oh, we're coming for loving versus Virginia.
I saw Plessy versus Ferguson. Brown versus
somebody's like, so we about to go right back
Come
to
on.
slavery.
We going look. As soon as we get
Or
rid of all the other
segregation,
stuff,
something.
as soon as we get rid of all this other stuff, right before that's like we ain't got shit else to do but get rid of everything in the civil rights.
It's insane. Honestly, I had to kind of like remove myself because Twitter was heavy, Instagram was heavy. You know, it just sucks. It sucks. But hopefully we can do something about this. We being the people and
they've already started protesting.
Yes, I did see that there were quite a few arrests too.
Security was out. They were like, look at all this over a protest. And soon as they knew that, once they handed down and overturned, that they were going to need security, but June 6th was allowed to happen. And oh man, they was
but also
flaming them.
Too, I'm curious because I don't know how government works like that, right? So for me, I saw AOC tweet basically calling out Biden to a certain extent. Like, okay, we saw that this was on the books to happen, right? Why are we now reacting instead of being proactive and, you know, putting things in place to have prevented this from happening? Like, I just don't understand it. I don't understand that. So I don't know if there was anything he could have done or, you know.
Did y'all see the meme where it was basically like, Biden really be tweeting like, who's in charge? Who's in charge here? Because this is getting ridiculous.
I don't know what he's doing. And we're still here arguing about the student loans. And then this creeps out of nowhere.
Look, inflation.
It's almost like misdirection. Yeah, inflation.
So much happening at once. And like, I don't know where the focus is except sending money for the war.
Ukraine, right?
Because that check so quick. And again, I am not, what is it when you're over like affairs, like international affairs, or I don't know what
affairs, something like that.
Whatever. I don't know it, but I'm just like, how are we so quickly able to just fund it, and yet we are still going back and forth about that?
And it's like we're quick to support foreign, I don't want to call it policy, but foreign nations and their causes and things like that, but we can't take care of home and the people that
we are like literally. I don't know. It seems like we're in an apocalypse. Have y'all been seeing all this stuff about like hundreds of cows dead?
And they said it was from heat exhaustion or something like that.
Fields burning down.
Them cows are dead.
Yeah. Like hundreds of cows, and this is in more than one like farm. This has happened quite a bit at the same time. People, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I might have to put on my tin hat for a little bit. Something is happening. Yeah.
At what point will it get to that boiling point where everybody just ceases and stops purchasing? Because I mean, I'm still buying gas. You know, gas is hitting like a motherfucker. I'm still eating, but I know I even have my limits when it comes to
this.
Spending.
It feels like, man, this is gonna catch up to us.
And the wages are rising.
The gas is coming up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah. Speaking of gas, apparently there is a gas boycott that's happening. I think it's July 1st through the 4th or something like that. Yeah. So make sure you fill up June 30th.
What'd you say?
It was like, imagine what we can do in 4 days. You know, we just stop buying gas.
Now is it just black folk or is it everybody supposed to not buy gas?
I guess it's poor people.
Okay. So this one we not discriminating against.
Middle to, I don't know.
Gas is the one thing that all Americans can unite on. It's like,
here's
you know
what? Nobody wants to spend more than $3 on gas. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Now we paying almost $6.
Yeah.
Well, some of y'all paying $6.
Yeah. Some of y'all are paying $6. I wonder what Hawaii looking like right now.
Was it always high?
Probably 7-11.
Like
probably 7, maybe even closer to 8 at this point.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, let's move on to some more political news. Andrew Gullim, you guys. Let me get the direct quote from Shade Room News. Former Florida governor candidate Andrew Gullim hit with 21-count federal indictment for wire fraud, conspiracy, and making false statements. Yes, that hit news a couple days ago. If you guys remember, I think it was last year, a year and a half or so ago, Andrew was caught up in a situation where he overdosed on, I don't know if it was meth. It was some kind of party drug, though. He was there with another man. It was assumed that they were together having sexual relations. He did a very small press tour afterwards, kind of cleaned it up. and kind of went ghost. Now this has hit. They're saying that he was using the money, that some kind of way he was manipulating the numbers so that whatever he was getting for campaigning was being used for his
while he was mayor in
income.
Tallahassee, right?
Well, he was something, yeah.
19 counts, a fraud.
21. So it's not looking good for him. I don't know, for our in-house counsel, when you're hit with 21 counts of wire fraud, is it likely you're going to face some kind of jail time?
I mean, I'm pretty sure with 21 counts, something has to stick in that regards. But, I guess it just goes to the same philosophy. There's no clean politicians, like sooner or later not sooner or later that they all do dirt, but there's always going to be something that, any of their competitors or whatever can pull out of their back pockets and make dirty. But I thought he was on his way to, rehabilitating that image, and he went to rehab and he was on the right path. And
well, look, he was probably trying to rebrand, knowing some of this other stuff was already
coming out.
Yeah.
It's sad. And I feel bad for the wife.
Yes, a lot.
That's
because I wonder if she really even knew.
I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't. I don't see why I would have any business in my husband's stuff.
Right. Just because a lot of times you think like, oh man, family, she had to have known like extra money. But it's like, I mean, we in the public space, like, I don't know where the money coming from.
I've been taking the kids to soccer practice.
Or maybe I just really devalue how much each other would know about the significant others. I feel like if it's my wife, she knows, hey,
that
there's some money coming from some.
No, you don't want to put your wife in that because now she's
right.
liable. I
wouldn't want to, but I wouldn't want to either. But I'm pretty sure he didn't think he was going to get caught.
Fraud. Let me be clear on that. But if he was doing some fraud, don't tell me.
Leave you out of it.
Don't tell me. I don't need to know. Now, it's one thing if you live in one way, paycheck to paycheck, and then all of a sudden y'all got chefs and help and whatnot. But essentially, if y'all's lifestyle seems to be about the same, or in their case, I don't know if he's written books or he does appearances where he gets paid. Like, there is maybe going to be some extra money coming from it. But I don't know. I would like to think that she didn't know nothing about it. And now it's like, oh, you publicly embarrassed me once. I stuck beside you, like, publicly.
Now you taking me down with you?
Who's raising the kids now? You gonna leave me? Oh no. See now I want to know that.
Never mind. I don't. I was gonna say if I'm her, like I need to know like what all did you do?
And as long as they stash the money away for a rainy day that they don't know about.
Lord. Okay.
So wait a minute. What?
I'm just saying, you're doing all that dirt, man. Please at least try to have some money that. Well, if there's 21 counts, hopefully there was 25 or 30 instances or something that they didn't catch. Swiss bank account, I don't know, offshore account, something.
Okay, Lord. We're going to move on.
My bad, I'm not encouraging fraud by any means.
Yes. Okay, we will get on to some quickies. Congratulations to Summer Walker. She is pregnant again with baby number 2 by her current boo. I don't really have anything else to add to that. I do have some opinions, but who am I to judge?
I think it's really funny that she came out with that song, with the music.
Switching
Still Over It?
Yeah. Still Over, whatever the album was. The one that we probably didn't listen to. But
it was
you liked it?
Jams on it.
Yeah, we liked a couple of those songs.
There.
Okay. So I didn't listen to it either way, but a lot of people did, and it was almost like maybe it was her really, I guess, getting over her past situationship or whatever. But everybody was kind of stuck on that kind of vibe, and she came out with her man like,
actually, I've moved on already.
Right, this was me.
Yeah, maybe she was in that space at that time.
I'm already past it, and now it's like double down. No, for real, I'm really past it. We're about to start a family.
Okay, well, I'm happy if she's happy.
Yeah, as long as she's happy.
I think that's what she said. She was like, I'm really happy. And I guess she announced it because whoever announced her other pregnancy was not her. So somebody announced it on her behalf or something like that last time. So
that's good.
Hey, congratulations to her.
Have we seen Rihanna since?
We have not seen Rihanna since she's become a mother.
Okay.
I'm excited for her to, debut.
We'll see what the reveal looks like. Y'all about to go crazy.
I'm excited for
y'all
Rihanna.
about to go crazy. Watch, she gonna have a picture somewhere out in the hammock in Barbados or something.
Flat stomach.
Abs. Probably.
I can actually see her wanted to take her time.
I feel like maybe the next time we see her, though,
She'll be snatched.
Past that.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Also, just for FYI, we did just have the 13-year anniversary of Michael Jackson's passing. Crazy that that's been 13 years. There's 13-year-olds around here who were not living when Michael was. Wow.
He was 13, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So he passed when? June 25th of
2009.
2009?
2009.
Okay. I didn't know if it was 9
2009 was 13 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't nothing but about 5 months old.
Yes. Okay. Also, really quick.
3 months. Dang.
Speaking of sons, Scottie Pippen and Shaquille O'Neal's sons were recently drafted into the NBA. They were both drafted to the Lakers, right?
No. So they didn't get drafted, and then they were signed as free agents to their summer league. That's why we're
talking about the
NBA draft did happen, right?
Okay.
So they just weren't, I guess Shaq's son for sure. He played.
Sure what?
Well, he really wasn't doing much at LSU in college. I think he was averaging like 3 points, 4 points, whatever. But Scottie Pippen was doing some numbers over there.
He's at Vanderbilt.
I think at Vanderbilt. So, but the draft took place and neither son was drafted. And so Shaq tweeted about, signing either a G League or a Summer League contract. So he should be getting some play, some burn. Shaq and Scottie Pippen's son in the Summer League. That's where you figure out what you got. Should you stay in the G League or D League, or if they'll actually sign you out of there. So, it's a long, slim chances, but I guess it's nice to see the little bit of nepotism,
Is it nice to see it?
I thought when we talked about this, it was not nice to see the nepotism.
It's good, I guess, whenever it is for your own kids, because you see so many people benefiting from it. You're just like, well, shit, why am I working so hard to provide all these opportunities for my child if I can't, and I hate to say exploit, but if I can't utilize it sometimes or to some extent, Well,
and I guess in the entertainment industry, the athletic department of it has been a little bit behind, because when we think about like actors, especially, there's a ton of nepotism there. Same thing with singer-songwriters.
Music.
So I guess for athletes now, we're coming up into that time where a lot of these super mega stars of our day and our parents' days are now having children that are, going to be able to benefit from it as well. So, I guess it's that time. There's nepotism in just about any and every industry. So yeah, I don't mind nepotism if the talent is there.
That's the thing. Nothing's wrong with granting them an opportunity. Oh, you stole my spot and da-da-da-da-da. Like, at the end of the day, they still have to perform. Yeah. Yes, maybe the title or the name will get you in the door, but it's still up to you in order to stay in there. So
yeah.
I don't knock it too much. I don't knock it too much. But congrats.
Congratulations. All right.
Good luck.
We are going to now transition into our mess. All right. And that is going to be with Versuz, right? So we basically had a Versuz take place. This is for the Millennium Tour folks, myself being in there. Omarion and Mario went head to head on the most recent Versuz. I thought it was an odd matchup when I first heard about it. Actually completely missed it. Wasn't until Troy was like, hey, the Versuz is on that I caught it. But there was a pre-show that happened that had Sammy, Pleasure P, Ray J, Bobby Valentino. Tank popped up at one point.
The Jay Holiday?
Jay Valentine. Not Jay Holiday.
Jay Valentine. Which one is that?
That's my guy. It's so fine. Jay Valentine he's affiliated with Tank.
Okay.
What was the song?
She's Worth the Trouble. He did.
The
beat
big
it up. He was in that one too.
Oh, okay.
The remix.
Okay.
But anyways,
okay.
Yes, he all of them did a pre-show. It was messy. It was loud. They were drunk. They were sloppy. It was a lot.
Nobody was singing good with the vocals.
I think some people sounded okay. Like Bobby, he was a little off. But again, they're drunk. They're wild.
Yeah.
Bobby sounded okay. Sammy sounded okay. I'll even give Pleasure P. But who did not sound okay was Ray J. Ray J was pitchy. He was flat. He was screaming. Oh, Jeremiah.
I was like, wait, that one was the one I saw first.
That one was so bad.
I was like, ooh.
Oh,
but that
God.
is a tough one. I was just like, oh, well, I guess he liked the rest
but
of us
but that's what happens when you have a decoy on stage during tour. You don't know how to really perform.
Who's the decoy for Jeremiah?
Jeremiah had a fake person on stage. You don't remember that a few years ago?
It was not a few years ago, too. I feel like it's been so long, though. It was a little bit longer than that.
So he has somebody out there with a microphone singing
within the last
his part.
5 years. Yeah, Jeremiah was on tour, I think, with Tiana Taylor, and people were upset because it wasn't him on stage. There was some random man who would have on, like, I don't know, shades or hoodie or whatever. Like, he would try to do stuff, and it was found out that it was not Jeremiah.
Did he at least sound like him?
He was lip syncing.
I wonder. I was like,
so I think it's Jeremiah's vocals
in the studio.
like live vocals, right? And then it's him, yeah. So when you do antics like that, of course, that's what you sound like on stage.
Oh my God, you don't have enough practice under your belt.
I will say this though, when I saw the clip, I was thinking, damn, what if it was COVID?
I remember he had really bad complications with COVID.
He had it bad. He was in the hospital, ventilation, right?
Okay.
Ventilator and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, maybe it's some COVID there.
I get that, but aren't you, let me speak for myself. Ain't no way. If I'm still struggling from COVID complications or whatever, vocals, whatever, I'm not about to get on that stage and try to sing live.
Turn the music up.
The bag was that big.
If you have to stay,
no.
Maybe the bag was that big.
When Kelly Price had her stuff and she spoke about it, she was like, "It's gonna be a while before I can go on tour and sing and perform again because I got to work on my breathing and all this other stuff." When you a true professional, you know not to do some shit like that. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm cussing.
None of them knew.
How dare you?
I mean, but did we really think that Ray J was going to come out here and start really singing? I mean, come on. This dude ain't never been somebody that we acknowledge as, okay, he's got some talent vocally or anything like that. And you're about to go up against fucking, who do you up against?
He wasn't up against anybody. He was just performing. I don't even know what song they were performing. I don't even.
They did One Wish, right?
They did. Keyword.
But Jeremiah was singing One Wish.
I thought
with
it was
them?
multiple people on stage at that time.
There was multiple people on stage for
Sammy.
sure. I just don't remember what part Jeremiah was singing. It had to have been a song with Omarion because I remember Mario was commentating saying like, "Ooh,
y'all
stop!" Or yeah.
Yes. He's like, "Hey, yo, stop!"
Yeah.
How embarrassing!
It was so bad.
We didn't he do we?
Maybe that's what it was. Yes, it was we.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
So Omarion's not even on that song. You just volunteered to sing this song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Maybe he was trying to help him out. And then it was just like, okay, y'all stop.
But I told you, I said, Mario, though, we saw him in the Essence Festival and whatnot. And I was like, he's got some talent, but I was like, he's got quite a bit of hits. So I thought he had a puncher's chance, but I didn't think it would be that bad. But at the same time, Omarion, couldn't he have just sounded like the record and do a little bit of dance or something? But all the antics with the brother and bringing out the watermelon, pussy, and I'm trying to dance and like, what was really going on?
I'm so sick of them in this watermelon challenge. I'm calling it the watermelon challenge because
is that what it is?
I don't know if that's what it's officially named, but they being Omarion and his brother, they keep getting slices of watermelon and eating it with their mouth, I guess trying to
imitate cunnilingus.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's so gross. Like watermelon juice just dripping on them. And I'm just like, this is so corny. I'm not getting anything out of this. Please get a napkin, get a fork, like whatever you got to do.
I think nobody told them that. Like nobody from your team said, yeah, that's not a good look.
I think they're just kind of stuck in that. You know, like when we think about boy bands or just like R&B singers from back in the day, like those antics, taking your shirt off and all that stuff. It's so corny now, but like I think some of these people are still stuck in that being like the thing and the ladies like it. And I mean, they got a reaction from some of the girls in the crowd. So Some people are getting something from it, I guess. It's just cringy to me.
It's very cringy, but I do think that if you're probably really, really hot at a certain point, you probably hold on to a few things and a few things that you always do. And it's like, yeah, it's going to hit. Somebody going to like it. It's for somebody. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you.
And it's not for you. Yeah, you're right. So with that said, there has been a bit of a B2K fallout, which they've already fallen out. But
they fall out twice a year.
Yes.
Something.
Omarion keeps saying that he is B2K when people are asking about the other members. He's like, I am the group. J Boog and Fizz are just like, well, we were the popular ones. No one really cared about you. You just sung.
Boog said he was a better vocalist, but they let Omarion because he looked like the leader. I don't know. I was just like, it sounds salty somewhere.
It was a lot of 4-page lettering happening. But, you know, Omarion says they need to get a job. And yeah.
You niggas is broke.
And J Boog said that you begged us to do the Millennium Tour because you're broke and you have all these debts and you keep borrowing money. And I mean, just
I wouldn't be surprised if they were all
broke.
All broke.
Raspy ain't say nothing.
Raspy said,
leave me out of this.
Raspy said, don't tell too much, save it for the book.
Yeah.
He told that to J Boog.
Save some for
tell all.
Because it was, I mean, pages.
Yeah, it was a lot. All right. Chris Brown has been going on like a press run. He did release new music, which we're going to talk about new music now. He also said that he would entertain doing a verses with Usher, but it just has to make sense. So he doesn't want it to be just we're going toe for toe and it get disrespectful. He wants it to be a celebration. And he was basically saying that I don't think it was a way of shading, but he was like, I have a lot of songs, so we'd have to figure out
you get your 20
how to do
20.
But I
think he was being respectful, but still at the point, Chris knows he has albums of 40 songs, and Chris has a lot of albums
and a lot of features.
24.
Yes.
Off the features alone.
Okay, but how many songs do you really expect to perform on a versus?
No. But what he is saying, and what I would think any artist with that kind of catalog is, I got a lot of hits. And I got a lot of extra stuff that probably he would want to play, like the Margie playing their favorite song.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I would have to narrow that down myself. But like a lot of this, I think what he was also saying, a lot of this wouldn't go head to head with Usher.
Right.
Like we probably have some stuff that go, but it wouldn't. And that's the part about it making sense. Like some of this wouldn't make sense together.
Right. Especially because it's like 2 different generations essentially. So like they kind of are intertwined at one point, but like Chris Brown is a lot, I hate to say relevant because Usher is definitely relevant. Yeah, I know that's my baby. But Chris Brown is kind of at a different level.
Yeah.
Right now, I have to admit that.
Right now, yes.
I mean, tomorrow too. You know, the future. Like Usher is not a has-been by no means. By no means. But I think,
but then I think the live performance aspect of it might determine who might be the winner. I think Usher might be he's a better vocalist, but live performing, is Chris really about to get in his bag and just start dancing?
No, but I'm not even saying that. It's not about a Chris Brown would wash Usher. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for the show to be entertaining for both camps, right? And for the song matchup to make sense. Like it wouldn't make sense for Chris Brown to put on like Beautiful People. I guess it could if Usher then does like one of his little techno-y things, right? So they would have to figure that part out is what I think Chris Brown is saying.
I'm also thinking about it, like if I think about when they were maybe kind of popping around the same time or up around the same time, it would be like
with
Usher's.
Yo and Run It.
Yeah, it would have to be Chris Brown's very beginning and Usher's like later.
I mean,
do I want to see?
Yeah, right. We still got the Here I Stand shit and the Usher versus Usher Raymond shit. There's some overlap there.
Yeah,
and of course,
but
Usher's gonna have to.
Yes, but if you want a versus, I want to hear Confessions.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he hit Confessions?
I know, but
like that's understood that whatever you're gonna play, you know I'm hitting this motherfucker.
Solomon, let's be clear. This is a Usher stan account right here.
Yes.
That is my baby.
But I feel like what y'all saying is, well, we have to cater to Chris's catalog because Chris is the more hot, the more relevant still today.
We have to cater to them both. Yes. Is what we're saying.
Yes.
If you think about Usher, what are we talking? Mid-90s, late 90s to now? I don't know what he has recently, but like Chris Brown is starting in like 06, 07?
Yeah. Maybe 05. 05.
Was that in middle school? Probably.
Yeah. I was freshman.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're starting from 05 with Chris Brown, but not only are we starting. So basically with Usher, we'll give him what, 96, 97, maybe 95. If we give early Usher, we'll start with 94, 95, right? Up to now. But there's a lot of gaps. Chris Brown essentially has been putting out music consistently
across the board.
Yes. Just about every year.
He probably stopped during COVID. And then he was like still on some random features.
Let's not forget when he was going through his thing with Rihanna, he was still doing the mix. Like he was still the features.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that'll really, it's the features that'll just really just kill it all over the top for me. Like
Chris Brown.
Figure the shit out. Figure the shit out, man.
That's all he's saying. But also when I heard make sense, I heard sense like money. Like
that too.
Don't think you about to pay me what you just paid Mario.
Right.
Don't think you paying me
Cut the check.
Cole.
Right.
Like,
no, I agree.
No.
I agree.
And Usher. So
yeah, cut the check.
Cut the check. All right. So we're going to talk really quickly about music that just came out. Most notable, Beyonce. Leah and I did buy the mysterious box. We don't know what this box is going to have. Well, we know what's in it, but we don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
So excited for that. Stay tuned. But we did enjoy her dance song, essentially.
Yeah. Oh man.
My soul.
At first when it came out, I was doing something and I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I just have to play it in the background and I wasn't paying attention to it. But I was like, this girl telling me to quit. Is that what I heard? Let me play it back. It's like, oh, is this a good time for this? I was like, this is Beyonce. Yeah. So she really just don't care about timing.
Yeah, I like the song. I feel like it's not what I thought I was going to get, which I appreciate. I was very happy that it was not another Negro spiritual. No shade. I
think the greater portion of the Beehive was very much like, you know, we got one. Please don't do this again.
Yeah, and she kind of did a little, but we just didn't get it on the, you know, my people. It was more so like,
listen, we loved it.
Yes,
it's like, but now we've checked that box.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to put on Freakum Dress Part 2. Give me
B-Day Part 2.
Yeah.
B-Day Part 2.
Deja Vu
Not
Part
even
2. All that.
Huh?
Not even 4. Whatever,
the album
that generation.
Yeah.
I love 4.
Part 4. I was like,
but I would say no. I would say 4 is maybe on par with what she's been doing, kind of. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah.
I need B-Day. I need Self-Titled. I would say Sasha Fierce, but that's not my favorite. That's actually my least favorite Beyonce album. So.
Well, I heard someone
say,
I need Jay-Z to mess up and cheat on her again. They wanted some Lemonade stuff. That's what I was seeing. I was just like, I don't
need all of that from Lemonade either. I loved Lemonade for the body of work that it was, but I don't need another one.
Yeah.
But Self-Titled, the shock factor, the like, wow, this is a new
partition.
Like it just felt new. And I think I'm hoping that's what this next album is.
Now, that was the one that dropped immediately. Like,
yes, it was December. It was
world stopped. Okay,
I was in my bed.
You know where you were when that digital dropped. Come on.
No, with that line, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, she did it.
She did. That was a time. Leah and I was like, shout out to Beth.
Nick put me on that night. She was like, Leo, wake up.
Yeah, that was Beth. She was like, do you see what's happening right now?
She's like, did you see this? What are we
immediately
about?
Purchased.
Because back when we had to like purchase stuff on your iPhone.
I was definitely looking for the link. Mediafire.
Well, see, and she had the videos too with it. So I was like, I need to see the video. On the beach, drunk in love. This is the one. Like,
oh my gosh, she's showing us so much of their relationship right now. Partition, yes.
Surfboard. So shout out to Beyonce, but also shout out to Drake. The internet was not having it. I was seeing all this hoopla about Drake's album, and I was like, I guess I need to listen to this. My sister was like, listen to this song, and it was Sticky. And I was like, okay, let me listen, whatever.
I said,
no, because I like Drake, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the girl who's gonna immediately listen to the album when he drops something. So I was gonna take my time getting to it, especially hearing people didn't like it. I didn't know it was a house record or album at that point.
Yeah.
So she sent me the song. She was like, listen to this. I listened. I was like, hold up. Now I need to run through the album. I had listened to Sticky about 3 or 4 times when she sent it. Went, listened to the album, let it play, start to finish. Loved it. Loved it. Massive. You know, that's viral now.
Is it?
That one is the girlies on TikTok are using Massive.
Damn, I'm not on TikTok. Okay. But when I heard it, I was like, okay, this is different. But I just had to run it back again. And then I was like, okay, this track is good. This track is good. And then before you know it, I was like, oh, I'm just repeating. But just to hear so many people be like, ugh, that's not for me. I was like, this is a very well produced album. If he's, I don't know, you know, I'm here for the house music. But like I said, there were moments where I was like, damn, I wish he would have featured somebody on this album, or featured production by K Tronada, or even get a Tim's feature or something.
Somebody said this sounded like it. Like K Tronada. So, but I listened through it, but I am not at the point of remembering certain things. I remember Sticky. I remember Text Go Green or something.
Because it all just sounds like one.
Yes, maybe that's part of it. It kind of sounded like it was mixed well or whatever. So and 21 Savage. I think Jimmy Crooks is my song.
I like that song. That's like the typical Drake sounding song. Well, so I saw people being like, I don't like nothing but the last song on the album. But
yeah, you know me. I be looking at the number of plays on each song, and I be like, niggas really. That's like the highest one.
Oh, is it?
And I'm like, probably because it's 21 Savage or something like that.
I thought the highest one was Sticky, but I guess not.
Well, for Spotify, I think Sticky's number 2.
Is it? Okay. I haven't seen the numbers yet.
And then Mass was like 4. I'm like,
Massive is good. Honestly, I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here for the rave vibes.
Massive. So I just listened to it straight through and without looking at my phone until like a little bit later. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it just started hitting in the car one. I was like,
his in the car, his while working. It's a good background music thing. It's good for like getting ready to go party. I mean, I saw a tweet. Oh my God. It was like, everybody put the perks down. It's time to start doing the cocaine. I'm like, what is wrong with people? But I mean, it's definitely party wave. So my hope is that with Drake and Beyonce and maybe others starting to make more house/dance sounding music and just like the actual house artists, like maybe getting more exposure, that this is going to be like our disco era. Like
it's refreshing. I'll say that. It's very refreshing.
Yes. Shout out to Gold Link. Shout out to K Tronada. Shout out to Azalea Banks, who has been talking about Beyonce, but she makes really good music. I got to give her that. And all the other house artists, it's our time. It's our time. So we're going to go into the verses really quickly. Can people change their significant other? And by change, we mean, can they become a different version of themselves than they were when you first dated? Is it possible for you to date somebody and think that they can change based off their potential?
Oh man, I hate that I have to go.
You don't have to go first.
No. I think there's definitely room for people to change and grow as your significant other. And me personally, I feel like at this point in time, I'm like, I pretty much gravitate to people the way that they are. So I feel like if there's somebody already there that I'm attracted to, then I'm like, okay, I'm attracted to you because I like you the way you are. So, I mean, anything that might be considered a red flag, I feel like it'll just smooth itself and iron itself out, you know, through the course of its period. But like when I see change their significant other, I'm like, this nigga is really not nigga, but this person is really not saying the finished product, but I mean, I see myself in a younger period of time trying to deal with that.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like 35, me, you know, like
it's tough now for me, right? But if I think about maybe who I was at a certain point, even a younger point, you look at people and you try to think this is what it's going to be and this is how they're going to be. And it's easier to see like, okay, I can see like small things. But now I think that my personal opinion is that a lot of people are who they are. And like at their very core, they are who they are. And I think you can probably look through the weeds on a lot of different subjects. Like, I don't know, myself, I'm always late, but I think that I have pretty good discernment as far as situations where it's like 100% you need to be at
On
work
time,
at this point or whatever. And so I don't know if that's like truly to my characters, because people that are late are lazy or this or that or that. You can think of all these negative like connotation or descriptive words, but I think some things, people are who they are and you can't really go past it at this point in my life. So I don't know if you can,
what it is.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I think now if I can base someone's like the potential, if I can think about their potential and say like, I can be with that person or I can deal with this because I see this changing in the future.
Yeah, I agree with what both of y'all said. I think it also just depends on what the issue is. So like if this is a matter of, I don't know, you're dating somebody and they are cheating on you and you think that once you guys get married, things are going to change. No, thank you. Right. But, you know, maybe the person that you're dating is a great person, but they're not so considerate in certain departments with, I don't know, you get home from work and they are waiting on you to figure out dinner, right? And they were there for hours. You know, I think that that's something that maybe you could work on. Like if you communicate and you see that they are at least trying, you know, like I do think that there are ways that you could like change some behaviors. But like you said, people are who they are. So yeah, I wouldn't date a narcissist and think that I could make them be like,
right. Yeah. I think that's even part of it, right? Someone who, even like their argument styles. Like, if you are super, super defensive and like you like to pull out like negative things about people, like you're in the middle of an argument and then you start, you go a little bit below the belt. And it's like, if that's your natural instinct, that probably can't be worked on without therapy.
Yeah. Right.
And that's not, I'm not a therapist.
Yeah.
I'm not your therapist.
Yeah. That part.
And so stuff like that would be something where I think some people can see beyond it and they're like saying this perfect guy. It's like, you know, everything is great except for, you know, when we argue, he is rude and he calls me out of my name. But, you know, that does like stuff like that. It's like, nah,
absolutely
we can't
not.
get past that.
Yeah.
And it's you.
And the moment it happens, get out.
Like,
to the guillotine.
Because we can't.
The guillotine.
The guillotine.
Off with his head.
Yeah, the little... Yeah. Which is why compatibility is such a big, important thing. Like,
definitely.
If you're compatible, it's something to work with. But I don't think I'm at that point where, I think I could. No. I need to know.
Yeah.
Like, this is
who you are.
And I love that. Meaning I love who you are and would want to.
I love soft Solomon.
No,
I thought he was saying I love that for me.
No.
Solomon.
Oh, stop.
Aww.
But anyway.
Anyways, this was a great episode. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in. If you like what you heard, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on social media at He Said, We Said. Any final words?
That was it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.